When my mother, Emily Walker, passed away in Chicago, my whole world turned upside down. She was the glue that held our little family together. Me, my dad, Daniel Walker, and my younger sister, Lily. Her sudden death from a heart attack left a silence in our house that no one knew how to fill. My dad tried to stay strong, but I could see the cracks forming in his eyes every night as he stared at her empty chair at dinner. I was 23 then, just finishing college, and I thought adulthood would make me brave. But nothing prepares you for the quiet that follows when you lose your mother. The day after the funeral, the house was still filled with flowers and sympathy cards. The smell of lilies reminded me of her perfume, and it was unbearable. Dad sat on the couch, staring at the old photo album, his fingers trembling as he traced Mom's face in the pictures. Lily, only 15, cried herself to sleep every night. I felt responsible for both of them, like I had to become what Mom once was. The caretaker, the listener, the light. But inside I was just as broken. Weeks passed, and my dad began shutting himself away. He spent long hours in the garage, tinkering with his old motorcycle, pretending he was fine. I tried to talk to him, but all I got were nods and tired smiles. One night, I walked into his study and found him sitting there, holding one of Mom's letters, one she had written years ago. Tears streamed down his face, and for the first time, I realized how deeply he was drowning in grief. I sat beside him, not saying a word, just holding his hand. One evening, after Lily had gone to bed, I found Dad sitting on the porch, staring at the stars. He used to sit there with Mom every night. I hesitated for a moment, then joined him. The silence between us was heavy, but comforting. Finally I whispered, "Dad, you don't have to be strong all the time." He looked at me, eyes red and tired. "If I'm not, who will be?" he said quietly. My heart ached. "We can be strong together," I whispered. That one sentence changed everything. From that night, something shifted. He started to open up, slowly, like a flower blooming after a long winter. He began talking about Mom, the first day they met, their road trips, the way she used to burn toast every morning but smile through it. We cried together, but for the first time, it didn't feel hopeless. It felt healing. A few weeks later, I suggested we do something to honor Mom. She loved gardens, I said. Why don't we make one for her? Dad's eyes softened, and he nodded. That weekend, we went to a nursery outside Chicago and picked out her favorite flowers: daisies, lavender, and roses. We spent the day digging, planting, and laughing through tears. When it was done, we placed a small wooden sign that read, "Emily's Garden, Forever in Bloom." It became our ritual to water it every morning. Time passed, and Dad found new purpose. He started volunteering at a local grief support group, helping others who had lost their spouses. Lily joined art therapy classes, expressing her emotions through painting. I too found comfort in writing. I started a blog about healing and grief, and to my surprise, thousands of people related to my words. A year later, on Mom's anniversary, we held a small memorial in the backyard. Family and friends gathered, sharing stories and laughter. When it was my turn to speak, I looked at my dad, standing strong but with peace in his eyes, and said, "The day I whispered to my dad that he didn't have to be strong alone, we both began to heal." Grief doesn't vanish, but love transforms it into something that carries you forward. After everyone left, Dad and I sat in the garden under the stars. He smiled and said, "You were right, sweetheart. We are strong together." For the first time since Mom died, he looked alive again. I realized that night that grief isn't about forgetting. It's about remembering, in every flower you plant, every laugh you share, every whisper that says, "We'll be okay." That whisper didn't just change my dad. It changed me too. It taught me that love, even in loss, is the one thing that never fades.